How was he able to keep 20 boxes of Watergate or Nixon-related material?
When he left the White House, kind of resigned, needed to get out in 1973 before everything was unraveling on the Watergate story. He just pulled his car and his wife, and they loaded the 20 boxes right there from the executive office building next to the White House. Again, it's kind of the lesson is you don't know what you can get away with unless you try.
What did you find in those 20 boxes?
Again, Butterfield told me stories I wasn't sure were precisely accurate, and then there would be a document describing it. One of the ones that surprised me, shocked me, in fact, was a memo, top secret memo, from early 1972 that Kissinger had sent to Nixon about, it's kind of a routine update on the Vietnam War. And Nixon wrote in his handwriting to Kissinger, said, you know, the bombing in Southeast Asia, Vietnam, has gone on for 10 years. We've achieved zilch. It's been a failure. And of course, he was touting that the bombing was very successful. And it turns out, after he's made this declaration, and the bombing studies since have shown he was right. It was achieving nothing except kind of energizing the North Vietnamese. And so what did Nixon do? This is the year of re-election, 1972. The polling showed starkly that bombing was popular. It showed he was tough. So instead of stopping the bombing, killing people, he intensified the bombing, and that year, 1972, ordered the dropping of 1.1 million tons of bombs.
How did Alexander Butterfield get to the White House?
Yeah, it was an accident. He knew Haldeman, who was Nixon's top aide, chief of staff, from UCLA. Butterfield was an Air Force colonel. He asked to interview Haldeman, and Haldeman realized here's somebody out of Air Force central casting. Somebody would be perfect to bring in as his deputy. He did that with Nixon's approval, but Nixon didn't meet Butterfield until the first weeks of the presidency, and on their meeting, the scene is described. It shows how Nixon literally could not talk. All he did was mumble.
202 is the area code.